That's what submission is that you.
Down that I think everybody is at some point deserving to receive love and to be even into marriage if they do aspire for marriage.
I believe that society shapes how we view things and how we look at things in our life.
Make your own bed. And that's basically what Kevin Samuels is saying. His delivery is what people kind of throws people off. But basically,
aggressive or like violent, like where I think toxic masculinity is
no offense to men, that they also get this idea that, you know, women are just going to take care of them and everything is going to be like easy.
A domestic violence shelter, and he brought her up to be, you know, a $25,000.
Hell yeah, you need to judge in dating. It is what it is. You know, you can't not judge people just because you feel bad about it. Like, you need to know.
As much as I love my daughter, there are some harsh realities and some things that her mother and I teach her in order to help her to understand.
Like, I'm sure everyone knows a woman that, you know, had sex all the time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the CKQ podcast. I'm Dr. John. I'm going to be hosting the podcast tonight. But before we get started, I want you to hit that like button, click the share button, share it to your friends, invite friends on. I'm going to put a link to the panel down in the post. But before we get started, I want to introduce our lovely panel. First up, Chris.
hi everyone. I hope you're doing well. My name is Chris. I have a channel called The Blooming Ebony. I haven't posted on there in a while, but I do also have an Instagram at The Blooming Ebony as well. But until then, you can find me here every Tuesday at the CKQ podcast. So make sure you hit that like button, and I hope that you enjoy the show.
CKQ himself.
Hey, what's going on? This is weird. I got invited to be a panelist on this show, so you know, let's see how this goes. I've never actually been a panelist before, so thank you for inviting me. And click like and subscribe to the channel.
All right, and you all know who I am. But we got a nice little topic we're going to talk about tonight. And I want to get into it first with a reaction video because I want to know your opinion about this. This is what's going on social media, and we're going to talk about that ideology. So let's cue me up.
You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty. Oh my god, a donut. Those are so bad for you. Oh no, are they moldy? I mean, are they poisoned? Are you allergic? No, I'm just saying. You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty.
Diet culture, fat phobia, and systems of oppression have created false hierarchies of food, and it shows up everywhere.
For instance, harmful thought patterns like earning food through exercising, or that dessert is the reward for the punishment of eating vegetables.
Remember that you do not need to earn food.
We are all incorrectly taught from a young age that our size, and therefore the foods that we eat, are markers of our self-worth. Moralizing food can lead to harmful relationships with food and disordered eating.
Instead of focusing on good and bad choices, try to approach food with neutrality in mind.
The only foods that are bad for you are foods that contain allergens, poisons, and contaminants, or food that is spoiled or is otherwise inedible.
Eat without guilt, regardless of what society says.
Smarter in seconds.
All right. What are your thoughts on this? Let's start with, you know what? CKQ, let's start with you.
You want to start with me? Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, I think the body positivity movement is a great movement. All right. It helps people feel good about themselves. I'm gonna stop being a troll now.
What?
Yeah, I get what they're trying to do, but it just sounds like they're playing a lot of semantics with words. Like good, bad, it's, oh, you can't eat this food because it's bad, blah, blah, blah. No, we all know this is bad for you. Like you can't eat 10 donuts and say, well, it wasn't bad. Like, no, that was probably bad for you. Your arteries are probably crying right now. So you can probably see by her, you can tell that arteries are crying. Carl,
hey guys, how y'all doing?
All right, how you doing?
What about yourself?
I'm hanging in there.
Chris, what do you think?
I think it's sad. I think it's really sad. Do I have a lag or anything?
No, you're good.
Okay. I think body positivity. I think it was supposed to be a movement for like a certain burn victims or people that lost their limbs or people with certain diseases, something like that, some type of physical disease. But I do think that it was hijacked by people that just can't seem to learn how to control their own weight, which I don't think is fair, personally. And I think that video was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that it's called smarter in seconds at the end. Are they showing that to kids? Like it was for kids.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's just sad.
It probably is.
Where'd Carl
go? Either his phone died or he probably accidentally
left. Well, he'll pop back.
Yeah, he'll pop back. There it is.
There he is. Carl, did you get a chance to see the reaction video?
Only one of them. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I said this is the most sensitive topic to talk about from a male point of view.
Stop the cap. Oh, we gonna talk about it.
Oh my gosh.
Hey. We gonna talk about it. Hey,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
And let Carl see it. Let Carl see the. Yeah, let's just do a rewatch. Let's do a rewatch.
Whoops.
Fair use.
Technical difficulties.
You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty. I got us donuts. Those are so bad for you. Oh no, are they moldy? I mean, are they poisoned? Are you allergic? No, I'm just saying. You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty.
Diet culture, fat phobia, and systems of oppression have created false hierarchies of food, and it shows up everywhere.
For instance, harmful thought patterns like earning food through exercising, or that dessert is the reward for the punishment of eating vegetables.
Remember that you do not need to earn food.
We are all incorrectly taught from a young age that our size, and therefore the foods that we eat, are markers of our self-worth. Moralizing food can lead to harmful relationships with food and disordered eating.
Instead of focusing on good and bad choices, try to approach food with neutrality in mind.
The only foods that are bad for you are foods that contain allergens, poisons, and contaminants, or food that is spoiled or is otherwise inedible.
Eat without guilt, regardless of what society says.
Smarter in seconds.
So, Carl, what are your thoughts, buddy?
Bullshit on the play. My flag goes down. Bullshit on the play. This got nothing to do with just food. It's a whole list of things because of people, again, with their history. Black people was eating chitlins, black eyed peas, and every goddamn thing, what they say, from the Rudolph to the tulip. And they last 90, 100 years old. George Burns, even though he's not black, that motherfucker was smoking cigars, 10, 15 cigars a day, drinking a can of. So it's not the food in your intake, the moderation and the discipline, amongst other things. I mean, come on. You got all these drugs. There's other things besides just food that can alter person's weight, gain or loss. There's medications, there's illnesses, there's lack of sex. I mean, come on. There's so many things. Yeah, man. Let them endorphins build up in your body and see how skinny you be.
All right. So always like to go last on this.
Shout out to you, Brownsburg.
What up, Brownsburg?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was unmuted for a second. Peace to gods. What's going on, goddesses? What's
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? See Yella in the chat too. Shout out Yella.
What up, Yella?
Yeah.
So, Brownsburg, what you think? What do you think about the reaction video? What's your thoughts?
All right, I just came in. I was gonna respond to the title because it was intriguing, right? But to just go off of what Carl Schaap said, I think he's absolutely right. I think the problem is just with American diet in general. I think we usually don't have the discipline because I mean, even I can't even talk because I'd be a hypocrite if I was to say this. Now, consciously, I'm aware I eat bad food on a consistent basis. That's only been recently, right? But I still am conscious to know that I still need to get my fruits in, my other intakes and all that other stuff, and just gain more of the stuff that I need, like protein and stuff like that. So, I mean, look, it's a little weird to me when you have that lady Savage X Fenty Fatty talking, because it goes, it aligns with that whole entire body positivity thing going on, and you know, they accept me for who I am. I'm a real woman and all that. Nobody want to hear that, man. And then this becomes a conversation in a lot of these spaces because they'll be like, oh, you don't want to date plus size women, but y'all stay trying to come up in our DMs and blah blah blah. And I tell it very simply, men are sexual beings. They
don't discuss. You're right. They don't even discuss why they even looked at.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing about it is like, look, we're sexual beings. I'm not gonna sit here and cap like, listen, look, probably one of us got it on with a big chick before. I ain't gonna even cap. Shit. Everybody has. So the thing about it is that when these women talk and they be like, oh, y'all don't understand. I was like, nah, we don't want to be seen in public with you. We want to see you after 9 p.m. You understand? We ain't with all that. So to go with the food thing, all I'm gonna say is that, you know, it's just about discipline, like Carl Schaap said. Discipline and just understanding, you know, you got to make sure you still get that healthy stuff in. You don't have to be Mr. Clean Eater and vegan and all that other stuff. I don't believe in that because even with vegans, they eat nonsense too.
But even that, that's why I said what I said. Even the healthy shit is fake. Yes. You ever heard of plastic lettuce?
Yes, actually.
I mean, this is crazy.
You have soy made and rice out of plastic. Mm-hmm.
Fruits and vegetables are already tainted with all kinds of pesticides. God knows who rinsed what. You got worm. I mean, the shit that I've seen, man. I mean, they still got live worms living in organisms living inside the same stuff they claim is healthy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Knock it off.
Just last thing, because he's absolutely right. Like because even with vegans, real quick, they're eating that soy and all that stuff that's man-made. So you're not getting the nutrients you need. But no, to go with the topic real quick, real men, I don't know. Real men just gonna do them. All right. All I'm gonna say is you smash who you want to smash, whether she's petite, big bone, whatever you like. You understand? And do you and keep going. That's it.
That's right. You're the one that gotta pay for them new shocks and suspension and shit. I don't care.
Shocks and suspension.
Let me ask you this. So I was gonna give my opinion about the whole food thing, but I want to get into this question because this segues right into it. Y'all kind of popped it on open. So
who did you want to ask? I'm sorry.
Everybody, the panel. Question for the panel. Are men looking for the BBWs? Who I'm gonna start you off with. I'm gonna start one of the guys off. Carl, you know what? Let's start off.
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. To answer the question, no. Not consciously, no. Not as a first draft choice, no. Now,
it was at this moment that he knew.
We're gonna define BBW because everybody think they're BBW just because they're big, and it doesn't go like that. BBW is when you're naturally, not add on, not faking the funk, not waist training, when you're naturally a size 12, 14, 16, naturally. That means that the majority of your body is not body fat, but muscle mass. You can't help that. Bone and muscle mass.
Like what conditions would make you naturally that big? Like, are you saying
that's
that someone
DNA?
At 5'2",
believe it or not, that's DNA. That's
so
DNA.
Someone at 5'2" can naturally be that size?
No, they're gonna have to.
Yes, they can.
No, it's a natural DNA from both parties, both parents, that can make up how a child is raised. Now, if you want to raise your child on McDonald's and Chinese food and fast food and microwave shit, that, like I said again, there's a whole list of things that play a contributory part. However, DNA never lied to us in the history of niggerism. Never.
What?
If you got two parents that are 6'2", 6'4", very rare are you gonna get a 5'2" child.
Hey, red lipsticks.
So it's the same way. If your father was big, your mama's big, guess what? I'm sorry to tell you, you're gonna be big too.
All right, so I
gotta disagree with that one.
All right, so Clement, you volunteering for the next? Go ahead.
To go next? Yeah.
Are
men looking for the BBWs? No, not really. Men aren't not as their first choice. Not really as their second choice.
That's a leftover choice.
Depending on how many shots and drinks and what time it is in the night. Yes, possibly.
2, 3 o'clock in the morning when all the good ones left.
But I want to tackle the point that Carl made. The fact that if you had two fat parents, then chances are you're going to be fat. You're going to be fat because of habits. You're not going to be fat because of genetics. Yeah, like it's a lot of.
No, I'm not saying you're gonna be fat based because your parents are fat. What I'm saying is that genetically,
he's talking
bone
about
structure and muscle mass is something separate than water weight and body fat. That's something you can control. You can control water weight and body fat, but your bone and your muscle mass, nah. That's DNA you can't control. That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger looking like J.J. Evans.
That would be cool when you're talking about a man. You don't think it's no difference when you're talking about a woman?
Nah.
They don't.
Women got more issues than men. Remember, they have different hormones. They have different needs, menstrual cycle, medications, different things that they have to go through that we don't. Childbirth as one of the first priorities. When they have their childbirth, their whole body goes through a 360 before, during, and after. So we can't really put it on that either. I've seen women that were big-breasted when they was younger, and as they got older, it shrunk, and vice versa with other women.
Chris, since we're talking about women, what you got to say about this? Why don't you come on here and defend these women, Chris? Hey, we're doing them dirty right now.
I know Chris looked down and said, "Wait a minute, what the hell? Did I go uppercut or?"
Hey, we're going in right now. We need they at home like this. I didn't know I was there.
Come on, represent Chris.
Represent Chris. Bring it on in.
Are men looking for BBWs?
Not on average, no. And the reason is because it's not. It's when it comes to mating, when it comes to procreating, it's not ideal. I don't think a lot of women understand what's happening when they have too much body fat. It's typically a woman that's bigger is a sign that you're mature and you already have kids. And typically men want to mate with women that haven't had kids already, that aren't already taken. So that's one thing. It's mainly in other cultures, Eastern cultures, that we see that. But also, body fat has a significant impact on your hormones of the woman. It can affect your fertility. And even though men don't think that when they look at you, right? Typically it's more so they think, oh, I think she's attractive. But if you really think about what they're thinking about in terms of attraction, it's not just like they visually find you attractive. They're literally genetically thinking like, she can't have my children. Even though a lot of bigger women can have children, but that's just typically it's harder to have children the heavier you are. And unfortunately, because of evolution, that's just not going to be a man's first choice. And also it's typically a signal that your health is not well managed, and no one wants to be tied to someone that is at risk of dying during childbirth or dying earlier in life, and it makes other diseases worse. So it's an unfortunate reality for a lot of women, because unfortunately a lot of us work behind a desk all day, and so the odds of us gaining a lot of weight is really high, but it doesn't change the reality that it is typically not ideal.
Even bus drivers, truck drivers, etc. But you drove.
Bronze Bird, what you thinking?
It looks like someone got a question in the chat.
What's the question? Oh, so a BBW is a big, beautiful woman. Big meaning like she's wearing a size 22 and up, 24. Size 24.
No, that's fat. That ain't BBW.
Obese.
BBW was designed for those women that were above what they call the average size, petite, and so forth. Okay, beyond what we used to see on Soul Train. So if you was wearing 10, 12, 14, 16, they considered a BBW. But when you start talking about 22 and up, that's fat, bro. There ain't no BBW for that.
We talking about BBW in today's terms. If you will look at BBW magazine, you got some women on there that wear size 40.
Or 14, 16, right.
No, a 40.
Oh, my God.
No. 40. I'm talking about their dress size is about a 40.
But
Yeah,
that means that no, hold on, bro. Like, but because a lot of that stuff people define it fat or thick nowadays, that argument is convoluted. It's like we can never get to an actual solution. What is thick, big bone? And it's like people always want to change it to. Like, oh, that girl is thick. No, she's fat. Oh, no, that girl is fat. Oh, she obese. I'm gonna be like, yo, she's obese, man.
They want to apply it to cover up or camouflage obesity by giving it that title, that name, because that sounds sexier and acceptable. But in reality, you're fat. That's it.
And then want to go ahead and change the vocab by saying fat is not spelled F-A-T. It's spelled P-H-A-T. Pretty hot and tempting. You understand?
Now we commercialized it.
Now it's going to that point, and then they go ahead with this body positivity, so you already know what it is. So let me get to this.
Yo, that was bars.
I'm thinking of Monique right now.
And tempting, you understand? Wow. I learned that from Chris Tucker, 1998. Anyway, look. Yeah.
That's the horn right there.
So my thing is, when it comes to the BBW, yes, it is not a man's first pick, usually, right? Men are visual creatures. We are sexual beings, right? So the thing about it is that when we go for the BBW or the big woman or the fat woman, it's because she's right there. I have access. That shorty that was attractive that rejected me down the street, she's looking at me when she just left Popeye. So what's good? You're gonna help me. You're gonna help me when it's tax season. Fill out my taxes. Thank you, sis. And then I just give you the dick and leave. That's all it's about. So the thing about it is that no, it's not our primary choice. You understand? And if a guy decides to get into a relationship, well, all well-being, but the common man is always gonna go for that woman that has that shape, that has the ideal figure. Now the thing about it is when we talk about thick, the thing that I'm thinking in the back of my head is she just hit past average or whatever. I forgot what you call it because I know there's body sizes, but she's definitely not fat. You know what I'm saying? She got curves, but she's not fat. So those are the type of women that is like, you know, men usually want to go for that. You know what I'm saying?
Like someone
men are not taught.
Like Raven Simone. Would Raven Simone be like fat
right? Raven Simone is
thick?
fat.
Raven Simone is fat or thick.
Overweight, fat.
Okay, I'll agree with him there because Raven Simone definitely did put on weight, you know, as years went on. So I definitely would say Raven. Like Raven.
Tisha Campbell, fat.
Is who?
Precious. Tisha Campbell, fat.
Precious. Oh, Precious. Oh,
come on now.
Not Gabby.
Come on,
not
bro.
Gabby. I said Tisha Campbell from Martin. Fat.
Tisha Campbell's not.
Wait. From
Tisha
Martin?
Campbell?
Yes.
Nah, bro.
You got to look at her. She lost her neck and everything.
Tisha, okay, now we're gonna have to. All right, but we gotta do that later because it's gonna be a long time trying to figure out who's thick, who's
what
fat,
I'm saying,
and all this
what
other
I'm
stuff.
saying, not to interrupt you,
You know what I
what
mean?
I'm saying is that men are not taught what is distinctive between a BBW, sexy BBW for that factor, and obese and fat. The reason being because most guys are ass men. They like looking at fat asses.
You think men have to be taught to like?
Of course they do, because if they're not taught to differentiate, they're gonna think even the chick with the fat ass, never mind the 3 folds on the side of her rib cage, oh, she's a BBW. No, nigga, she's fat.
Bro, she's thick.
I don't need to be taught how to what I. First of all, okay, I will somewhat agree with you. I'll somewhat agree with you. Meaning, we got to learn dick discipline. Meaning, we need to choose who we'd actually sleep with.
Yes.
Versus who we'd actually wipe up. So I'll agree with you there.
Yes.
But I don't think a man needs to be taught that.
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
At what age did you men learn what a fupa was?
I guess I'm about to learn today.
I learned in my teenage years, bro. Teenage years in my early 20s.
Okay. A lot of dudes don't know what the fupa is located, what it is, how big it should be, and so forth. That plays a role. When you look at a woman in a side view and her front is almost or just as big as her back, that's what I'm talking about. The differentiation between knowing what you want to think is sexy versus what is obese and fat. Because we're looking at the ass and say, yes, we want that. Visual creatures. But then when we get around to that front and realize, wait a minute, this is not something you want to walk down the street with. This is something that you're going to need to do some lifting. This is a lot of work. This is a woman that you can only do her doggy style because of her contour.
I don't think that sounds very odd to me. I don't know if this is just a man thing, but to have a conversation with other men as to what they should find sexy because of what other men might think is kind of odd to me.
No.
Like to teach them, like if he finds her attractive, he finds her attractive. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like to teach somebody, no, she's not attractive because her fupa isn't the right size. Doesn't that sound odd?
That does sound odd.
Some men are teaching their sons what the father think is acceptable, right? So when he comes walking in the door with Gabby or Monique or something like that, you're gonna be like, boy, I love you. I accept what you deal with, but that's not the idea of what I had in mind as the father.
That's a cap, though, bro.
It's
like,
a teaching.
No,
it's a conditioning. Let me rephrase it. It's a conditioning.
But men are not teaching their kids. They're not teaching their sons about who. You know what I'm saying? They're going off of personality. They say if you find a hot girl, he's gonna be like, "Damn, son, where'd you get her from?" But
That's
mainly he's wait. Hold on, let me finish.
Hold on. Go ahead, Brian.
What I'm saying is, fathers are not teaching their sons that. They teaching their sons the basic. You go out and get that woman and you smash first, or you go out and get a woman who's commendable. But more times than not, and they don't like to talk about this, men are very destructible when they talk to their sons about how dealing with women. Sorry. Like, it's like their whole entire thing is smash, but stay protected, though. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So when you talk about the fupa is not a common conversation. My dad never taught me about no damn fupa. Nope. Well, yeah, I never heard about no damn fupa. My dad was sitting up there telling me, son, you better go out there and smash and get something. That girl looking at you. You understand? That's what he was saying to me. I ain't never heard about no fupa. I learned about fupa on my own when I passed about 17, 18 years old, especially when I got to college. I learned what a fupa was. So that's not a common conversation.
All right, so to Carl's point, and I think this is what he's trying to say. It's not so much, I agree with Brownsburg when it says, that's not something that we talk about. Because, I mean, my boys are aesthetic boys. Like, they don't like, if you big, they don't want to hear shit about thick. They don't want to hear none of that. You need to be what most men consider a normal body size with a little round, nice ass and some perky titties. That's what they be going nuts about. That's what they be pointing out when we walk. Dad, look, wow. I mean, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got to tell them shit. They know, all right?
Exactly. There's no teaching there.
But to Carl's point is you got to think about where you are, where you at too. Now, if you live where skinny women were not the thing, you got to understand something. All of y'all are trophies. I said it. Women, y'all are trophies. Y'all, like any hunter, you like to post your kill. Period. Now, if I can't post you to get personal gratification for the goddamn good ass job I did going out here hunting, right? Then I ain't working with you. Now, you can go out here if you lived in the right society where, and there are some, where big women are considered to be the catch and little women are considered to be not so popular. Then you need to be walking with a girl with a fufa, a boofa, and all that, because that's how you're going to get your reward. You're not going to get that feeling of personal gratification, but that's how you get conditioned. But unfortunately, we live in the United States and they trying to do that shit over here. And I was talking about the little country, Sahara and goddamn Africa. We don't live in Africa. We in America. And for the most part, across the board, men are not looking for big ass women. That's just the point. They're just not. Men look for your ass late at night. And a lot of them only want some head. Like, they don't even want to fuck you. They just want some head, especially if you got a big ass pooper in the front. They don't want that.
It's too much work.
Because one, is too much work, and then it's a lot of shit going through a man's head, man. You understand? Like, do y'all women, and I'm putting you on game here. Women, our shit starts, the erection starts right here. Blood gotta flow from this motherfucker to get to here. And if you ain't got no blood flowing, he ain't waking up. Nah, this hot ass lips will wake him. No, the fuck it won't. Not if I think your shit smell. I promise you it won't. Not if I think you can't wash good. I mean, I'm not going to even enjoy you like I would a woman who is a normal body size. I'm just not.
Shout out to E Black in the chat.
I'm just going to co-sign on what you said. This is why for decades, Caribbean men, most men from the Jamaican islands, were always known to be attracted to big women. Okay, they didn't look at the skinny girls more than they looked at the big women. And even here in the United States, you see it very prevalent. It's like Chris said, it is an individual attraction based on what each individual male prefers as sexy for himself. However, when it comes down to conditioning from childhood growing up, we have even before social media, but we have media, we have television, and we have peer pressure that we all went through. It's so many different variables that introduce us in formulating which one are we gonna go for. Are we really gonna walk down the street with that 400-pound chick, or are we gonna try to get something that's about 225, 150?
225.
225.
I don't even know.
Hey,
225.
Yeah.
How tall is she? She better be
she
like
can range.
6'3".
She can range from 5'6" to 5'10". Queen Latifah type shit.
225. Nah, bro.
Mm-hmm. Jill Scott type thing.
You said
Let's
5'6",
take a long walk.
5'10".
Jill Scott. I mean, the list can go on.
What about
as
Monique?
to women of average height?
Monique lost weight though.
Monique lost weight. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
You know why Monique lost weight too, don't you?
But let's not forget,
The
Monique
football
don't
wasn't
talk about skinny bitches no more either, does she?
Mm-mm. All right, so we heard from you, and I want to hear from Yannick. We heard from Chris. Yannick,
Yeah, I was gonna say
can
that.
you defend or the disposition for the women, or are you gonna be on the men's side? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Are men looking for them big ass women? What are your thoughts? Talk to me, sis. I knew I had to give you time to set up and get everything, your technical difficulties out the way. So I wasn't gonna call on my sis as soon as she show up. I was gonna give her time, but now I need to hear from you. I need you to check in. Come on, tell me, talk to me.
What is this? What are we talking about here?
We're talking about this movement that's going on where these 400-pound shamus is walking around here talking about some, you should be able to eat what you want. It's not any such thing as bad food. You should love me the way I am. Men should think more about the personality. And you're trying to turn us into some shit we ain't. First, you want us to be more feminine. Now you want us to fucking accept your big ass the way you are. I want to hear it. Like, what do you think about all this, sis? If you had a brother, would you want one of your brothers that you do have to bring home a big old 400-pound shamu? What would you want?
A Lizzo.
Listen.
Real question.
It's a real question, but I can't, just because I lost some weight don't mean my head still ain't a big girl. So I'm like,
oh.
Does that sound like conflict of interest? Conflict of interest.
A negative image.
Red alert, conflict of interest.
Who I am, damn it.
Ooh, there's a good question in the chat. Does good health and not dying early matter to anybody?
That's what yeah.
And now we're teaching the kids it's okay
Now,
to get as hell.
You wanted to hear my opinion, but I ain't even get to talk.
Oh, you got it. Come on, sis. Take the floor.
But no, so okay, when you get into like 400, when you in like 3, like if you pass 3, like you 350, 400, then it's like,
come on, be nice.
This is health issues, this is behavior problems, this is addictions. There is no 350, 400 healthy person. So no, I don't believe that, if you're 350 or 400, you're healthy. But I do believe that all people need love, and all people can find love at different stages in their life.
Stop the cat.
And I've seen 2 400-pound people get married, and then work out for a whole year and lost 2 people together. And now he ain't gonna never leave her. She ain't gonna never leave him, even though she a baddie now. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just, judge somebody because they 400 pounds. Or I seen a man who was fit marry somebody who was 400 pounds, work her ass out to a baddie because he loved her personality.
Nobody got
You know
time
what
for
I'm
that.
saying? So
I love her loyalty.
Shout out to the intellectual soapbox in the chat. Shout out to you guys, knowledge and relationships. You guys are great. Appreciate the shout out.
I agree. If you're overweight, you need to lose some weight. This is why I did what I did, so I can be here for my children.
But a lot of people are not taking that approach that they
Understand
need to
that
lose
part.
weight
But it
because
doesn't mean that they don't need love, that they don't need a relationship.
why should they lose weight? Nick, why should they lose weight when you have society, celebrities, and so forth telling them they don't have to?
And then some of them won't, because that's human nature. We either sometimes we overindulge, or we under, or we in the middle. I mean, it can go either way. Like some people can go overboard on this side and underboard on that side, and and when you got those people going overboard like that, they want to stay where they at. And some people like that. I mean, people make money on OnlyFans and they fat as shit.
And that's my point. You have these.
Hold on. Question for you, Unique. Do you think that them gaining that size, and we also got a Fupa lover in the chat. Shout out to the Fupa lovers out there, all right?
Yeah, intellectual.
But do you think that them gaining to that weight and staying that size and don't care if it even gets higher is a form of mental illness, or they're actually battling some form of mental issue?
And I second that question really quickly.
I think it's
Do they
a
need love or
combination.
lust?
I think it's a combination. I think it's the food that we eat that causes us to want to eat it more, that gives us more poison in our system, that makes us fatter, that gives us these women hormones in men. So it's kind of like it's a cycle. So they just the more they continue to eat it, the more they fall deeper into it. So it's not just mental. It's kind of taking their body over physically as well.
But it's mainly physical.
Right, go ahead, Brownsburg. You have a question. Go ahead.
So she sat up there and said they need love. Do they need love or they need lust? It's the difference. Think about
They
it.
need love too, just like your body need to get off. Their body need to get off too.
Get off in what way? Working out is getting off. What I'm saying is, do they need love or lust? Think about it.
Do you need to get off?
If I feel like it, if I feel the need. But
That's what I'm just saying. Don't human beings need to get off? Fat, skinny, short, tall.
Wait a minute.
All of them niggas want
Wait a minute. But you said they need love. So I'm saying either or. Do they need love or lust?
Either one. One could lead to the other. One could be first and another one could be second. Doesn't matter. What I'm saying, in their body, because they're human, they still need love and they still need to relate.
Okay.
Intellectually, mentally, and their body still needs to get off.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm sorry. No. Certain people do not need love. They don't. They like attention. That's what they want, but they don't need love.
Exactly.
It's a difference. And some others need lust, and then love is subjective, but we're not going to talk about that. And certain people do want love and need love, but there's a lot of things that go into what you're saying. I'm just saying that's my point of kind of reacting to what you're saying. But I mean, all right to your opinion, of course.
Acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's. What I don't want to do is like have the conversation turn into a different out of context, because at the root of it is I want to address the pseudo ideologies that's been going on, and I'm gonna start with Yannick. I'm gonna ask you this question. You made it known, and it's obvious, like we all seen it, that you have lost weight a tremendous amount. All right.
Not
now,
tremendous.
You know where I'm going with this, sis. You know,
Not
your face is gonna have to turn red, boo boo. Do you get more attention when you go out now? Or do you get more when you had to wait? How much more? I need to know. Check in.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Because
Fuckable
of
versus keepable.
societal's rules now.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Come
Because
on.
of how y'all feel like,
Yes
oh,
or
they
no?
gotta be skinny in order to be a.
Yes or
I've
no?
always been a good person, big or
Yes
small.
or no?
Doesn't matter. People have always loved me and been attracted to me, big or small.
Neat.
But
Neat.
you
Neat.
need to answer that question.
Neat. Simple. Fuckable or keepable? Are they approaching you more on a keepable mindset or just a fuckable mindset?
Just a fuckable mindset. I got more people coming at me, but it's more just.
That's a see, was that so hard?
But it's just on the fuckable
hard.
shit. It's not on no, you know.
But back when you was bigger, was
No,
it
I'm
more?
talking about now.
I'm talking about when you was bigger.
Oh, when I was bigger, it wasn't on the fuckable stuff. It was more on friendship, and then it would lead to that. But
So
it
it wasn't
on
neither. There you go. It wasn't neither fuckable or keepable when you was bigger. But now that you lost it, and men are visual, they are checking you out
I have
because
been
you're
married for
fuckable.
almost 15 years. I have been with my husband for almost 20 years. Fat as shit.
She already accepted it. That she already said it. That she gets more people approaching her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But I
No. Wait. Come on. Just yes, no, yes, no.
I said yes.
There we go.
Right. See, it was like pulling teeth. That's right. You can do it. Yeah, that's my sis. My sis.
Every day I get somebody following me. Every day. And I ain't never
That's
had
the
a
only point. If the average woman weighing 300-400 pounds lost 100 pounds right now, yeah, they would get more attention. Yes, they would become more desirable by certain caliber of men rather than the men that just want to smash and don't have no intentions of anything with it. You understand what I'm saying? Because the consumer is who? The men or the women?
The men.
Well, nowadays.
All right then.
The
So, and listen, I've been around dudes just like women. I don't hear too many guys talking about, yo, man, I can't wait till I get older. I can't wait till I get me a 4. Nobody's trying to check for no 300-400 pound woman. That's not an idea. That's not a condition.
Ooh.
That's not even the first choice.
What about this? What about what this is
Smash, that's a good thing.
If men want to smash, that's a good thing. Not necessarily, my friend.
Yeah,
Not necessarily.
because that means
It's kind of like pizza, man. You just eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's good hot, it's good cold. You just eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's right there.
Straight out the fridge, early in the morning, you just grab it.
Yeah, just grab it. Oh, yeah. Damn, I had that pizza pie from last night. It's cold, still want it.
Still,
that's right.
It's cool. It's pizza,
All right. So we've heard what the men on here think. Let's hear what some other men think. All right. So that's going to bring up my next reaction video. Let's cue me up. We're going to react to it. Is right on, stand online with what we're talking about. So let's see what they got to say.
No, tell me. Would you date a woman who's overweight? No, that's pretty unlikely. Okay, tell me, why is that? Well, I'm attracted to women who are of a healthy weight. I find skinny women sexually desirable, and I don't find overweight women attractive.
Now, of course, fat girls are going to say, what's wrong with you? Don't you like a woman with a little bit of meat on her bones? Yeah, I do, but I don't want like the whole fucking meat section on the single set of bones. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jesus Christ, these women, right? They are enormous. And the fact of the matter is, see, there is something inherently wrong with them. As simple as that.
Men are visual creatures. We're attracted to what we see, okay? And so if we see a good-looking woman and she is thin, takes care of herself, good body, long hair, sexy, dresses well, all that, we're in. We don't need a whole lot of convincing. But a lot of women get really upset about this and really bash guys for basically how nature designed us to be, okay?
All right. So let's stop right there. Nature designed us to be visual. That's just the way it is. Like at the end of the day, we don't really give a shit if a woman come up to us and tell us, "Hey, listen, I have a great personality. I make $100,000 a year. I just need you to accept me as I am. If not, then I can just find somebody else, boo. I ain't gotta live with this. I mean, we don't give a shit about that. I know niggas that really don't care if you can read and write.
That sounds like a soft ultimatum.
I'll read for you too. I'll write for you too. If she bad enough, a nigga, she can get passes. Let a motherfucker look like Beyonce, want to get with you, and she tell you, hey, look, I didn't graduate school, and she give you a good story. My mom and dad both got killed. I was hurt in the foster system. When I got 18, I left. I did the best I could. I just looking for a real good man. I don't have no kids. And she show you she got some feminine qualities, but I can't read and I can't write. Carl, are you going to pass that up?
She'd be more appreciative than the chick standing out there now on social media talking about all these accolades and all this crap with 2 baby daddies.
But would you pass it up?
No.
Smash or pass?
Keep.
This man said marry, goddamn.
Keep.
Brown Bird, what you thinking? Smash or pass?
I don't know. Keep.
Keep. Oh, we got 2 keepers in the house. Clement, smash or pass?
Pressure is on. Yeah, no, that's a hardcore keep right there.
That's a hardcore. So you mean to tell me this bitch ain't making no money? She can't read or write, and you trying to keep her?
She'd appreciate. Listen,
what did you say?
Appreciation. Men just want.
You said quality
She's
versus
peaceful.
what?
She's peaceful, bro. Because the thing about it is that we don't listen. Men are not thinking on the outside like women are. Women is looking at your degrees, looking at how much you earn. Why is the comment saying broke nigga this and broke nigga that? You ever hear a dude say a broke bitch? You don't. Because the thing about it is like we don't care about that. I don't care. Like my thing is, if you tell me you have a master's degree and you have a 6-figure business, great, awesome. Are you chill? Are you cool? Are you? I don't even say submissive. Are you just chill? Do I feel like I'm going to be in an argument with you every single time I'm on the phone with you, or you feel some type of way? If you're not gonna be like that, then you know what I'm saying? Cool, yo. I don't care. Like it's just about if you are chill. That's what men are looking for. Men are looking for peace and stability, not how much you earn in your degree. We don't do that. It's not us.
So Brownsburg just made a real good point. He made me think about a guy I served with. Him and his wife been married. I've been out the military now for right at 20 years. And him and his wife been married for 25 years. So I've been out for 20. So they got married back when we was both serving. I knew he was gonna marry that chick from the outside looking in. I knew. I'm gonna tell you how I knew, right? How many guys on this panel have heard women come in? This nigga, what kind of grown man play a fucking video game? Right?
Facts.
So his girlfriend, this is when I knew they was gonna fucking get married. Her homegirls, they showed up in a fucking entourage talking about, girl, we about to go out, this such and such birthday. You know, we got, hell no. We about to play goddamn Call of Duty, me and my nigga. I'll catch up with y'all some other time, but we about to get it. This nigga think he gonna do this and that in the 1v1. He about to catch this. I'm like, this bitch play Call of Duty? What the fuck? Nigga, where you find her at and why ain't get her first? Like, she play with this nigga to this day. They play, they do shit like that together. Like, she was not that chick. She do shit that if he found joy in it, she found joy in it. Like, that's what she, even if she didn't really exactly like the shit, but guess what happens? He compromises, because we know our women, like, we really do pay attention to y'all ass. Like, we know when she's uncomfortable with something, she's just doing it to make me, I bet. So I'm gonna ask her what she want to do. Even if I don't fucking like it, I'm still gonna fucking do it. Why? Because reciprocity is real big on a man's list. Reciprocity is big as fuck. Any ladies out there, listen, reciprocity is really high on our shit. You want to see a nigga face light up? Buy that nigga something for his birthday. He ain't expecting it. We don't give a shit if you, like, we ain't gonna be like, oh, you broke bitch. We don't care. Like, buy him something for his birthday and see what the fuck he do. Buy him something for his birthday and show him that you respect him. Show him
You
that
you don't you
like him too.
you don't even, you could do the most simplest thing. Take him out to dinner. You know, do something that he likes for change. It's a lot of reciprocity that's needed, but it's not going to be there because, like I said before, there's too much surrounding us, telling us not to do it, convincing us why we shouldn't.
So that's a good
Simple as that.
segue until our next question. To my next question.
I see that red lipstick said in the
What'd he say?
in the chat. I see that red lipstick is like, now this is very interesting. I'm curious on what she thought was so interesting, because that's when we actually started saying as men what it is that we truly find attractive. Or no, I'm pretty sure that was when we were saying that we'd actually take the woman that's broke.
Yeah.
Because she'd just be more appreciative.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of women that really don't understand how men think. Like, they really put a lot of emphasis on shit that we really don't give a shit about. And close, when we get ready to do the closing, that's great that we're talking about this, and that's why I want to keep everything in context, because at the end, I'm going to give a summary. Y'all know how I am. I've got the research, and the results are going to come in, and we're going to see what they say at the end of the show.
Hey.
So this is my question to the panel.
Okay, can I say one thing before you go?
Top.
My
Oh
fault.
no, let
Just
me
one-
get Bronze Bird. I'm gonna come right back to you.
Just one
Let-
thing.
Go ahead,
I
go
promise.
ahead.
To add on to that point, it was funny because on, I think, Instagram, I saw something like a dude, a young guy, had to be in his 20s, that picked up a homeless girl that was around the same age and basically just remade her to, be clean and stuff like that. She got a job and she stayed with him. To go to that point that we was talking about earlier.
Now see, that's that
What
right
about
there.
the woman who did that to the man? That young
Let's
woman
not
who
flip
picked
it.
that, homeless man up off the street and cleaned him up and had a baby with him.
That we talking about men to women.
Now
I mean, I gotta get you,
remember,
but that's
stay
not
in
the
the
point.
middle of the bell curve, y'all niggas.
I know. I'm just saying. I've
You
seen
know.
that. Has anybody seen that?
I've seen it. I know the one you're talking about. I know
I'm-
exactly the one you're talking
I'm going to stick to Doc. Doc, you gave me something I'm never going to forget in the history of my life. When you said, I can pee over a car, can you do the same thing? That's what I'm going to do every time somebody flips and equalize this shit. I can pee upward and over and everything else, but can you?
Nope.
I'm going to use that.
A fake one.
These are the facts of life, ladies and
These
gentlemen.
just the facts of life. Top, holla at me. Holla at your boy, Top.
All right, so I watched the video. I'm like this as far as the women. It doesn't matter whether she's big or not when it comes to money. Like when we first meet, unless she get out just shaking some money out of goddamn bag, I'm never thinking about her money. It doesn't even matter about that because I'm not a pimp. So I don't even have it in my head to put myself in a position where the attraction is going to be her potentially having the bag or not, or having a nice bank account or not. In fact, even when it comes to their brains, and I don't look good on paper at all as far as school. I'm smart enough. I don't date a woman because of how bright she is. I don't even give a fuck about it. So that's just what it is with me.
Facts. I think typically men knowing that we're going to have to provide, we're going to have to come with a lot more. So we're kind of like, all right, if we're gonna have to bring all of this, we might as well choose exactly what it is that we want to be happy looking at.
Let me say one more thing, add one more thing to that. The reason why I don't initially seek out bigger women is because I'm just not physically attracted that way. If she get big once we in love or we married or something like that, that's different. She can grow, that's different because then it's emotional. But initially, I'm thinking about what fun I can have. Think about this. I don't want her education. I don't want her money. I got to be able to have fun with the body. And if I'm not able to do that, what the fuck? So that's it with me with big.
I just hope y'all guys got SUVs. That's all.
So what's BBW now? What's that pound size? Because y'all talking about people that's like 400 pounds
BBW is from size 10 to size 18 to 20. Well, yeah, 18, 22. There's a size to the BBWs. You cannot tell me you fall under the BBW because you're a size 30.
I think
That's
10 is
not-
a little too low for BBW.
You're talking about probably like a 14 and up.
Yeah, more like a 16 and up.
16 and up.
16.
Yeah,
Yeah.
14, you can be, some clothes fit a different way.
Yeah.
I've seen some fine ass women that wear size 14.
You know,
a woman that's a 6 or 8.
Though. They 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah.
Now, if you fucking wearing a 14 nigga and you 5 foot, you a fat ass. Like you fat.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I was just being nice when I said BBW. I really meant to just say fucking that's fat. That's what I meant to say. Like a fat. Like I put down here, fat women riding the pseudo ideology.
Yo, man, y'all got me feeling bad.
But you know it's crazy. Men might mistake
50 pounds ago or 60, maybe 70 pounds ago. That's how.
Yeah. Congrats.
That's the difference between then and then. Just 70 pounds. It wasn't like 300, 250.
Okay, wait, hold on. I got a question for you. Why do you feel bad for men noticing and appreciating the fact that you decide to lose weight to be more attractive to men? Like, why does that make you feel bad?
But that's not why I did that. I didn't care about that.
I think this is the first time she's hearing honesty as opposed to guys that's been pacifying it.
I'm pretty sure she's heard this.
Time.
She's married, so she would have heard it from her husband.
But that wasn't the reason. I'm an old mom.
So,
and
all right,
I'm
but
getting older.
you have
and the
had
more
kids.
weight on you as you get older, you get more health problems.
Like you married, you had kids. Like most guys would only accept it once you've had kids. It's kind of like, okay, it's cool. Like I don't mind. Like it makes sense.
But when he married me, I was a BBW when he married me because I was like a size 18, 20.
You're a 25-year-old. That's like a 20, size 20 at 5'2". Like
no,
something's wrong. Something's wrong, man.
Yeah, like there's some mental disease there. Like,
but see, here's the thing. To Yannick's defense, right? Yannick knows that she has been reinforced to be heavy. You know that. You know you get reinforced. We talked about that. You know that you do. Because certain people whose name I'm not going to mention off in your ass, tacos and every goddamn thing else shit at the crib.
I mean, if he's the one doing it to me,
Okay then.
You're enabled by it. Yeah, that's fair.
When I seen you out that day, you called me, I was getting a tattoo. I was like, I'll be feeding your ass full of pound cakes right now, nigga. You just got to You ain't going nowhere today. Sit your ass down. Like, I would be coming down the stairs. Are you awake, darling? Would you like some breakfast?
No.
I was talking you was strutting in her swag and everything was different. She called me. I said, "What the fuck are you? Where did your knee go?" I was looking at, and she was just strutting down through there like this.
You crazy?
Confident as hell, like a damn thoroughbred racer.
You was like, I'm just doing it.
This is why when y'all discussing about what is the level of BBW and what classify, we're taking. That's why I mentioned about the fupa, the stomach, breast side, because like I said, most guys, and this is from what I've seen over the years, they look at a woman, the first thing they look at is just that ass. If that ass got shape, jiggle, and form, they don't give a fuck about the rest of the body parts because now it's like
I call that a cap.
You call it a cap if you want. I'm just telling you.
But men like proportions, bro.
They like proportion, but guess what? They'll take 1 out of the 3 failures.
Because of proportions, bro.
But it depends on
if she's flat chested and she got a big booty, he might feel some type of way about that. We're talking proportions.
He's still gonna smash. It doesn't matter.
That is true.
He's gonna smash because that ass is what won the battle.
That's pretty common though when a girl's got a big ass.
I have a lot of dudes as friends, and they always be like, it just it doesn't matter. They're gonna hit. They may not keep them, but they're gonna
Right.
go get
Wait,
them.
what was that first word? What was that first word you were gonna say?
He is peas, you know.
She said pissy.
He is peas.
She said pissy now. She didn't say that one.
I didn't want to
I
say
just wanted to
the word.
clarify. You stuttered a
gonna
couple times, so I didn't hear it. I just wanted to, clarify what it was.
Now if you take a BBW with no ass at all, and y'all know what I'm talking about, them chicks shaped like SpongeBob. I'm talking about no ass. Don't even try it. You know damn well ain't nobody trying to holler at that.
All right,
I got my tooth pulled today.
All right, hang on. Let's go to Chris. Chris, you got something you was about to say. You had the hand raised.
Yeah, I wanted to add. So I think the issue isn't like with this. I think, okay, let me start over. I think one thing that people get stuck on is trying to kind of like, how can I say this? Set parameters as to what men should want. But I think the issue when it comes to like BBWs is the fact that they're trying to convince other people who don't want them to want them. Right. So it's not that you have to like try and tell men like you shouldn't date this type of woman or she's going to bring you down or anything like that. It's more so don't try to tell someone who isn't attracted to you that they are a bad person because they're not attracted to you. Or tell them that they're just afraid, because this is really what a phobia is, like fat phobic if they don't like you. I think that's really the issue. It's not like you have to like rethink everything that's happened to you because at one point in your life you were overweight. I'm sure you, like, I don't know. I don't know why that is hard for people to understand, but that's pretty much what it is.
Son, I've been the same way.
And to be honest, there is a great number of people that feel that way. Why are you trying to turn the commercials and television shows, and it's like you're introducing something to us, but it's more than just an introduction. You're really trying to force it as a narrative of acceptance. Like we should just go along, play along, and accept that like the new world order. No, you just can't bring out 2022 Lizzo. She could sing. Boom, we're gonna accept her. And now we want how many people? 2, 3, 5 million people to follow along with her and go with this narrative. No, somebody needs to stand up and say, listen, you're good at singing, but your appearance is not doing it. Stop. In other words, stop pacifying and cuddling the people that are saying that because I'm big, accept me, and let them know, no. You need to do something about your appearance and your health. And stop trying to make yourself, like equated to a Beyonce or Kelly Rollins. That's bullshit.
Talking about them like they're not human.
It's not that they're not human. I'm not saying they're not human.
They don't have any feelings.
No, because we're ignoring what should be done.
Need human interaction and relating.
That's not.
We treat Lizzo like Meg from Family Guy. That's the point.
Yeah, like
shut up, Meg. Shut up, Lizzo.
I'm just saying. I mean, we went through that with Precious. I remember when that movie came out, everybody felt bad because of the character and the way everything went down. And we were cool with her. But then it took a turn because then people started picking like, would this be your ideal woman? Would you marry her? And this, that, and the third. Look what kind of money she's worth right now. And then the moment she got married to this white dude, we kind of like treated her the same way we treated Tiger Woods and O.J. Simpson. We just left her alone. You get what I'm saying? Because now we understand, she wasn't our type to begin with as far as something to follow or look up to. We just accepted her as she was, as an actress. That's it. But her choice of who she's dealing with, oh yeah, we kind of snuffed at that. We didn't like that. We didn't like how, just like now, we don't like how women like Serena Williams, you got a white guy. Gabby, you got a white guy. By hands down, we know Serena looks gorgeous compared to Gabby. You get what I'm saying? But now, switch it back to what I said again. When you start looking at these commercials about underwear and clothing and all, look, what are you seeing?
Big women.
Come on, man.
All right, Talk, you got something?
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna let Talk go, then we're gonna go to another reaction video. And go ahead, Talk.
We talk about them like they're not, I'm gonna admit, I'm superficial, right? I'm surface. Like I say, you can blow up. You can blow up after we together. I'm not gonna leave because you blow up. I'm just saying initially, that's not gonna get me there. And it's just little old me. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm walking around here claiming to be the Mandingo warrior with the package and the big girl ain't gonna get it. Nah. Whatever I am, with my fat ass stomach, whatever I show up as, that's not my attraction. And here's what I find out. There's enough out there where that's not what you can have what you want. Now you might have to stay in your lane, but you can still have what you want. That's all I'm saying. Now I think that the women do more damage to the other women because they will have whole campaigns and they will spend years lying to these girls instead of saying stop eating all them fucking cheese and go get your health checked out to make sure it's not food. Maybe it's your hormone, maybe it's something else. But they will sit there and lie to them. Girl, you look great. You look great. And
that's right.
All right, so.
And you never see a big girl in no damn health commercial.
Right. And then somebody else got to stop in and be the bad guy. It's like a man telling somebody else, kid, you can't call me daddy because I'm not going to marry your mother. But the mother stand there and let the child do it. What? So the man got to be the bad guy. So I shut up.
There you go.
So this is a perfect segue to the reaction video because Carl started it off, and that's a great. I hand clap to Carl because that's awesome. Talk brought it back around. Like I said earlier, I want to keep everything within context. But here's one of these victims, and I call him a victim of this mindset that really this pseudo ideology that's being presented by social media and the media. And I want you to just listen to what she says. So fair use. Go ahead, everybody, mute your mics and let's listen to this and her mindset.
In my house, like the only thing I have is popcorn and hot chocolate because that's like what I drink. If I have to.
Okay. Well, this is what we're talking about this because these are some of the attributes. Basically, you can cook for the guy that would be lucky to be with you. That's what we were talking about, right?
Right.
Okay. Listen, it's always a sensitive topic on the show, and I try to be as sensitive as possible when we talked about it. And we already kind of talked about it, so we don't have to deep dive in it. But there are people in the comments that believe that your pool of men might be based on your weight. So, but this is something you're saying you are working on, correct?
Right. But it's not all about, the physical appearance. Like people need to get out of that, like, because it's what's in your heart and in your mind here. Like you gotta have a good mental. So me, because I'm heavy set, I ain't gonna find love. That makes absolutely no sense.
Not heavy set.
I'm very fun to be around. Like the men I meet, like I vibe with, but like someone can't have a conversation. Hey, what you doing? Like, no, you gotta have something to talk about life. Like I'm very confident. I don't care if I'm heavy set. So what? I'm very confident in who I am because this is who God created me to be. Everybody's not meant to be skinny. And I don't want to be skinny. I don't want to have no butt or no. I love my thighs and my ham hock legs. If you don't like it, then tell your bye.
Right? Okay. So she loves her ham hock legs. But you unless you want to fuck yourself or become a lesbian, I don't think men looking for your ham hock legs. I ain't never wanted to, I've never went home mad because I couldn't get no ham hock legs wrapped around me that night. Like I ain't never in my whole and I got a high body count. And among them bodies, I ain't never been mad. If I didn't I would be mad as fuck if that's all I had to choose from left. I'm like, you know what, nigga, this just ain't my night. I'll try this shit again tomorrow.
It's just not my
I
night.
ain't want a blowjob or nothing. I just want to go home and get me a new outfit. I'm gonna try this shit again, redo my strategy, and hit them motherfuckers right when the club open.
You know, one of the things that gets under my skin a little bit about this is because no one is being completely honest to these individuals. And it doesn't matter if you're a male or female. I'm talking about blunt, tough love, straight up, no chaser, be honest. When it comes to the women, I understand, like I said earlier, women go through more stuff than men, from childbirth to hormones to, pills, medication, monthly cycles. I understand all that. I'm not dismissing none of that. What I'm saying is this girl here in that video, she gave up on herself a long time ago.
Absolutely.
And now she's saying, accept me as I am. She don't care about what the consumer wants. She thinks she can hang and be picked just like I was saying before, the Beyoncés or whatever. No, it doesn't work like that. And I'm going to be completely honest. You'll be good as a friend. You'll be good as a roommate. You'll be good as a spare tire.
Somebody to talk to when
you'll be good when a brother wants something to eat, or he's homeless or in between relationships and he ain't getting nowhere else. There's restrictions to this convenience.
Listen, God made me the way I am. My zodiac sign is a Libra. Okay, I'm balanced. I cook meals. Accept me in my ham hock legs.
Dude, like,
I got the green beans, potatoes, lettuce. You made
Lord have mercy.
I mean, this woman is now she is suffering from low self-esteem, poor self-image. Now she says that she's confident. No, she's not.
Wait a minute.
Confident. She's not confident.
Wait. Hold on, bro.
No, she's semi-confident, Doc.
Wait, okay. She's not there's some type of confidence there.
There is a semi-confidence.
There's some type of confidence there.
She's getting attention and she's misdirecting it as something authentic, and it's not. She's semi-confident because she has children.
She's not
fuckable.
I wasn't going to say about children.
She has no children. She
doesn't have children. I would say she has
saying not her.
semi-confidence.
I'm saying some of these women that big that do have children. That's where the confidence comes from too.
Listen.
We talking about
her.
Oh,
just her.
So when we saying her, I say semi-confidence. I ain't gonna say she has all of
no,
them.
I
She
agree.
has semi-confidence, bro.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that. You know what I mean? She's making making out her internals to be better than her internals. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wouldn't say she has all the confidence there. I'm not saying she has confidence like on a big scale. A little bit of confidence.
She has confidence like those guys in the MGTOW community, that men going their own way. The ones I can't. She has confidence like an incel has confidence. Oh, girls can't get me, so I don't choose them.
Yeah.
It's all in the inside.
They're not choosing you either way.
I can have conversations. Right. I'm a good talking person.
She has that kind of confidence. That's not confidence. That's low self-esteem, poor self-image.
Exactly. It's just like Kevin Hart, right? Kevin Hart has a complex about being short. Yeah. And he said it 3 or 4 times in different times. Kevin Hart has a complex with being short. That's one of the reasons he became a comedian. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times when somebody is not confident in an area, they'll talk about it, laugh at it, you know what I'm saying? And get people laughing because they don't want them judging. That's why. So they try to work the cognition in their favor by putting out some negative out there about themselves in the form of a joke or something funny. And but deep down inside, they really are not happy with themselves and how they are.
And it shows.
That's why she said, my ham hock legs, I love that's a damn lie. Because if you had a genie and you had 3 wishes, now if I could meet this woman and go through one session with her, I would ask her this one question. If you had a genie, what's 3 things you would change about yourself? The first thing I bet she's gonna come say, just me and her in privacy, she's gonna say,
oh wait,
her weight, her body look. She knows that that's holding her back. She knows that. You don't have to, like, men don't give a shit about your fucking. We don't really care. We even kill on the personality, and the personality we're looking for is agreeableness. That's it. Agreeableness, and some of us are looking for organization, but agreeableness is one of fucking high on the list. Like, it's the most thing about your personality that we're looking for. Agreeableness. Secondly, would be the trust factor. How well can I trust you? Like, where's your personality relates to my respecting me and things like that. But as far as that other shit,
it's a huge mental battle, brother. It's a huge mental battle that I feel a lot of women go through growing up as adolescents and as an adult, and even when they get past 40, their body image. Never satisfied. I don't care if you get down to a size 10, size 8, it's not enough.
Well, that's the anorexia nervosa.
Man, I mean, he does have a point though. Most women will have some level of insecurity about their body.
Well, even the ones that have a good body,
poor women.
Yeah, even ones that have a good body, sometimes like now you see them,
they still complain.
They still complain, and then some of them take it to the extreme and get those BBLs. You understand?
Right.
That's why.
Out here with they butt leaking.
That's why.
And I'm going to say it to that. That I don't see too many black men going around saying, "Yo, I don't know, baby. You need to go get a BBL." I don't see too many men suggesting or even telling them that's what you need. Most of this is from their own mind, their own imagery of what they're conditioned to believe.
It's like delusion of grandeur.
Don't care about what the consumer wants, because I'm tired of hearing black men in a very large consensus. We don't care about this. We don't care about that. And these motherfuckers ain't listening to shit. I'm going to wear my fake hair. I'm going to wear my weave. I'm going to go get a BBL. I'm going to get all the things that y'all keep saying y'all don't like and y'all don't want.
So back to the question that's being posed. Are these women falling for the pseudo ideology, the fake ideology, being presented by social media? Chris, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? We heard from Carl. I want to hear from Chris. Why you over there?
He threw granola bars at me. I literally bought. Sorry, I like these, but I literally bought a whole box for the house. But he surprised me and brought some back.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I told
oh my God!
We listen to y'all and we watch y'all, and he knows how to make you smile. And now you grinning like that's the stuff. If you tail doing like this, I got a whole box of them. I love my favorite.
But I was just talking to one of my brothers, and he said he loved BBWs. If it don't jiggle, he ain't trying to get with it. Some people like that.
Yeah, they are. So, Chris, are the women falling for the pseudo ideology presented by social media?
How you doing, Miss She Said?
What up, Miss She Said?
Y'all keep it up. That's why everybody's buying beds every year. Y'all keep it up.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yes. The answer is yes. They are falling for it. It's really easy to fall for something that allows you to take the easy route. You know, losing weight is really hard. really, really hard. And it's really hard also to accept that dating while overweight is going to be complicated. It's much easier to put this, beautiful little liberal colored band-aid over your problems and just say, oh, well, people have to accept it. It's covered up. They can't see it anymore. It's easy. It's much, much easier to accept that other people have to accept you for your weight. It's their problem versus it's my problem. It's something that if I fix it, I could have, better options. I could have a better lifestyle in general. My knees won't hurt as bad, for Christ's sake. But It's really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that. That it's much easier to just it's definitely much easier to just go ahead with your pleasures as opposed to deny yourself pleasures and actually do the hard work.
You know how many people have wasted? You know how much money have been wasted on every portable exercise video? What's that?
Treadmills that become clothes hangers.
I'm just yo. If you go to the average black woman's house now, you will see some sort of I started it but never finished workout. It could be clothing, it could be some machine, it could whatever the fuck. Like you said, it's a coat hanger. It's in the corner.
Gloves sitting in the seat that I bought. I've only been to one class.
We wasted money because there's no quick fix. So now, like you said, either we're gonna take the easy way, which is fuck it, give up on self, accept me as I am, ram it down the man's throat, or we're gonna go and pay a couple of bucks or get somebody to pay a couple of bucks for us to I forgot that place they suck the fat out of you. Liposuction and all that.
Or gastric bypass.
Right. Now
he lost his mom for that.
We got people losing their life from that. You get what I'm saying? Infection. I mean, there's no easy way. There's no pill that you can swallow and instantly, bam, 10 pounds is gone. It doesn't work like that. And people are addicted to easy as opposed to discipline and focus.
All right. So I know the title and everything, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate for just a minute. So what about these fat ass men running around here, huh?
That's right.
Fat ass men, huh?
I told y'all before about that stomach hanging over your dick. That's disrespectful.
What about them?
You looking in the
mirror? You know what's crazy?
Can they pull women?
Listen,
do women accept fat men?
Hold on.
Or do women accept fat men? And should they?
It's a gray area with that because I don't see the same vitriol towards big men versus big women.
Oh, Bronford.
I don't. And the thing about it is, it seems as if they honor that on social media because social media is a woman's new husband anyway. The thing about it is, when it comes to that conversation about big men, they like big men. Usually big men associated with height when they're tall because they will go for the big man when he's 5'9". Well, technically 5'8".
You're doing the same thing as y'all just did with the
thing about
female.
it is, this is what I told people always. It goes perfectly honest, like the cross. The woman honors the man vertically. The man honors the woman horizontally. If that makes sense, okay? Yep. So that's the way that
bars to
that's what makes sense. So in a basic sense, women look at men because of their height. Men look at women because of how they are. Their body size is horizontally, so that's how it works.
Come on,
I don't get mad at it. It is what it is.
That's the idea. That's not the reality.
That is the reality.
No, it ain't, because a lot of these women all say, "I want a guy over 6 feet tall," and majority of them baby daddies are under 6 feet tall.
That's the standard, though. That's the standard. That's what they usually go for, and it doesn't mean that that's automatically there. Like, we can automatically make this argument and say, oh, well, they don't really go like that. But at the end of the day, they usually are trying to favor men that's over 6 feet tall.
The big guys,
taller.
The big guys should be held accountable, just like big women.
If it's a woman that's 5 feet, she will likely, she's not going to date a man who's 5'1". She will accept a guy that's probably 5'5", 5'6" and up. Because at least then, he's taller than her. Okay? Now, if it's women that's like 5'3", 5'4", average height, I think a woman is usually average about 5'4",
5'4", 5'5".
Yeah, 5'5". She's gonna definitely want a 6-foot man. Okay, so at the end of the day, like I said, it's the imagery I can give you is honorary, like the cross. Men to women, horizontally. Women to men, vertically.
Now keep in mind.
That's the standard.
We're talking right now. We're just having the discussion, right? At the end, stick around, because when we do final thoughts, I'm gonna let everybody go around, and I'm gonna do my final thoughts, and I'm gonna make a reveal. So just hang on. If you out there in the chat, remember, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, phone a friend, do something. All right. I want to see some questions pop up on here. Pop the questions in here. I know there's some women out there. I just made a statement. What about fat ass men? Do fat ass men, should y'all have to accept them the way they are, or are women looking for their fat ass just like we asking, are women looking, or men looking for y'all fat ass? Because we talking about all this talk about we're the same, we're equal. Yeah. It all came from.
I don't think the women are holding them accountable as the men with the women, and the reason I say that too is because, one, the bigger guy, you know, he ain't doing but so many push-ups. He ain't running after nobody. I mean, you could think every big guy is like Heavy D, flexible, and all of that, but that's not the reality. When you got guys out here big as what? Drinking and smoking and eating and carrying on. And let's be real, guys. The average dude do not see their doctor every 3 months like he should. They always wait till something's wrong before they go see a doctor.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
A woman got to force them, trick them, and I mean, you know how much it takes for a black man to go see a doctor. It got to be severe.
Yeah, we have a whole nigga growing out of us before, hey, doctor, you about to grow some hair. Is it too late? I mean, what can we do?
So it's not the same.
Thyroid.
It's not the same because women have to see their GYN. Men, we'll go through 10 years and be like, yeah, I seen that nigga one time. I don't even know his name.
There's a poll in the chat for if women actually prefer, do women want fat men? So until the end of the show,
they do.
We're going to close out that poll at the end of the show.
I think they do, based upon what we see already.
Next week.
Was that?
Let it go on. Like, leave that poll up. That way people will come on and watch, and you'll have a larger sample size. Right now, your sample size is too small. Let's go up and leave it in there and put it. Make sure you put it in one of the snippets that you put up, and put the poll there, and and do it like that. And that way you'll get
an ample sample size.
Yeah, you'll get an ample sample size, and we'll be able to make a we'll be able to broadcast it next week and give the results of that. Y'all neat, holla at me. What about a fat ass dude? Here's your chance to let them have it. What about a fat dude? Are women looking for fat dudes?
Women are not looking for dudes who can't see their dick. No.
They're looking for money.
But I agree with what somebody said that women like tall or big men. And when you are a tall person, you always looking for somebody taller than you. So I agree with that. Because most women are short, and I'm taller than the average woman.
So what if the nigga got a belly and he got a big dick? He can see his dick, and everybody y'all.
He cannot be where this nigga is like in a wheelchair, and we gotta get
man, come on, we talking
ambulance to transfer him.
Paraplegic phobia.
Come on, Nick. We're talking, Nick. We're talking about
bend a motherfucker over and hit that ass. You hear me? He can stand up, walk around. He could probably even run just slow as fuck.
That's walkism.
Nick, we're talking about you gotta lift it up to find it. You gotta lift up his stomach.
You don't even have the fupa, he has the moopa.
If you gotta lift
that nigga got a set of tires.
I mean,
look like the Michelin Man.
It's only been what April, May, June, July, August, September. It's been 5 months, right? So from my mind, I don't even think like that. So, but I don't want nobody where like
5 months of what?
Their stomachs It's only been 5 months since I had my surgery that I've lost all this weight, right?
But all the niggas.
So I still
think
like the 250-pound person because it ain't been that long.
Keeps you humble.
So in my mind, I don't want nobody that's just as big as me. Both of our stomachs.
He gotta lift his stomach up to get his dick out, and you gotta lift your stomach up for him to get it in. That doesn't even seem right.
But now that I'm smaller, maybe it's, it could be different because I ain't as big as I was before. So, because you always want somebody bigger than you. I understand that part. But I don't know about
y'all wasn't even listen. Women, to be honest, women wasn't even looking at big guys until after the Rick Ross era.
No, that's not true.
That ain't true at all.
Me and my cousin is like we love big guys.
No, I'm sorry. That was the beard. I'm sorry. That was the beard era. I'm talking. Who was the big guy?
In the 70s. We was born in the 70s. So.
What was the big guy that influenced everybody to like big women, to like big guys?
Big Pun, fucking.
They like Big Pun.
No, it wasn't Big Pun.
Heavy D, Big Pun.
Heavy D.
Biggie Smalls.
There you go.
That's my era. Biggie Smalls is my era.
Go.
Yes, we
That's
love
our
Big
era, nigga. That's our era. That's our era.
We love big dudes.
So I would say that they did influence because I'm just gonna tell you, Carl, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
When we was going to school, nigga, it was one motherfucking fat kid in the whole fucking school.
Right.
Like, we did not have no fat motherfuckers running around. Everybody was athletic, normal body size. Even if you didn't have good coordination, you wasn't fat. It was one motherfucker in each school that was fat.
And only one.
Only one. Not even a boy and a girl, nigga. It was normally a boy being raised alone, a single parent, right? But more people was married back then. But then when we got older, a little older, Big Pun and all them motherfuckers come out, glamorizing the shit in video, and then the fat boys.
There you go. That's who I was looking for.
Cool Ross, Cool Mo D, which most of them are dead.
That's right.
And the other one lost weight because they were all diabetic and everything.
Then you had Gerald Levert,
Dave
Hollister. Was another one.
So these are the guys that I was thinking about that glamorized, that made women find them attractive. That's the door opener. Just like with the women, with the Monique, the Lizzos, I mean, not the Monique, Jill Scotts and so forth. They open the door for the big women because before all of that, remember, we had the Big Daddy Kanes, we had the what's her name? Grace Jones. We had Pam Grier. We had a selection of women and men that glorified being fit, being healthy, being a certain structure. And then when these other people came out and, like I said, became attractive, influencing attractive. And that's how, just like I was getting ready to say about the beard, I got jumbled, but that's why I said about Rick Ross. Niggas wasn't thinking about wearing that shit until the Gerald Leverts and the Rick Ross. Now you see every motherfucking body painting, tattooing, whatever to get that dark beard. Even old motherfuckers are fucking,
beard gang.
Come on, man. It's bullshit. It takes away from people being themselves.
All right, so we are approaching the 2-hour mark, and I'm gonna go around, and I want you guys to put your opinions in on what we talked about tonight. Each one of y'all try to keep it around a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes each. If you need that much, no problem. But we're gonna start it off with Carl, and so when each person goes, just let that person go. Not really responding, directing at anybody. But I want to hear your final thoughts about what we talked about, kind of bring it home and sum it up, and then I'll go at the end.
Like I said, the bottom line is this whole conversation proves the power of influence, of how people are not accepting what should be, but what they want to paint as a new narrative. We want to be creative. I get that. Technology, I get that. But running around lying to people about eating healthy from being a vegan and vegetarian and all this plastic lettuce and imitation this, imitation that. Listen, the best health is bring down the stress, more sex so you can get rid of them endorphins, and please control your water weight and body fat.
All right. Outstanding. Outstanding.
Oh, and bottled water is not really what you thought. It's really tap water just put in a bottle.
Bronzeberg.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, the judgment of dating preferences, which I don't care. Just date whoever you want to date, but that's just not reality. The reality is that when it comes to dating preferences, it grows like a cross. Women to men will always be vertical. Men to women will be horizontal. Real men accepting women regardless of size, that is BS. Women that are big boned are usually not the first pick. They are the last option. Just someone you could smash at the middle of the night, like you have a midnight snack and you go home to. Men are always going to usually look for the woman who's fit, who's always going to have the face and all that other stuff. Body size, usually they will go for a petite woman or a skinny woman before they go for a fat woman, hands down. She's more delectable. She's more pretty. She's more attractive. Even petite women have a shape about them that is attractive in general. So at the end of the day, I would just say that body positivity nonsense is going to keep going, but nobody's falling for that nonsense. You understand? At the end of the day, men, protect yourselves and your phallus and make sure you be careful who you are sleeping with, dealing with, whatever you call it. Peace and love. I'm out.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Yannick. You muted, honey. Final thought.
I had to do something first.
Okay.
So what are we doing now? Are we saying goodbye?
Yeah, we're doing our final thoughts, and then I'm gonna do the reveal at the end.
It's over already? Okay.
Well, we're approaching the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna be the last person to go sum up everything that we talked about.
Oh, and John is hosting it today. Very good job. Very good job, my brother.
Thank you, sis.
Excellent job. Excellent job. Can't wait for my turn. It's gonna blow yours away. Anyway, so
you wear too many hats.
This was an interesting topic. When I first came in, it just felt like we was just talking about how disgusting big girls look. Like, for real, I don't want to be sitting here listening to y'all describe different folds and what, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, why am I listening to this? But as it went on, you know, you progressed it to where you was like the mindset, the mental condition of somebody who feels like they're super big and it's okay and they don't really have to do anything. Yes, I feel like that it is a mental health issue, and that's something that that's been conditioned through TV, through the foods, through all of that. And I just feel like even though they are like that, it still doesn't matter as far as them being a human and still needing love. That's just my point of it. But watch CKQ podcast, because the next time when I host, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be even better. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Look at Three Married Ladies' Opinions on Thursday. This Thursday coming. All right, we back. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all shout your channels out. Make sure you shout your channel out. Make sure you shout your channel out. Talk. Closing thought.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for having me on the platform. And I know the doctor, I wasn't here the whole time, but I know the doctor handled his business being the host, man, you know, so congratulations to you. Shout out to you. You know, as far as the women go, I'll be having conversations with women, and, you know, the women that aren't big, they'll ask, they'll bring it up. They say, look, Top, my girlfriend, you know, she just, I said, well, how much she weigh? You know? She says so-and-so. I said, well, how tall is she? She says so-and-so. I said, well, that ain't happening. You know what I mean? And I ain't talking about with me. I'm just talking about they'll give the example when they go out to the club, you know, and go out hanging, whatever they do. And I said, look, man, guys are physical. Now, I don't know what women's attractions are to women, but I'm going to tell you what I don't see in the street. I don't see a fine-ass woman with a fat-ass woman. I don't be seeing that. I don't see them all hugged up and it's equal and you just as beautiful as me. Well, if they just as beautiful and all that don't matter, why I'm not seeing them out here in the street holding hands like the rest of these women are? I don't see it. But, and the other thing is, if that was the situations with guys, we would tell each other. We wouldn't lie to our man about, yo, you just like everybody else. We're not going to do that. I'm going to be like, CKQ, listen to you breathing and you ain't even walked yet. You know, we would be more honest because we would be addressing real issues like health, not self-esteem. If it helps your self-esteem, that's good. But we want you here breathing with us, watching the game or whatever it is that we do. So I'm saying, as crazy as the subject matter might seem, that level of conversation is so needed because we're not here slaying people. That's not what it's about.
At all.
And family and society, you know, they've been lying to them so hard, man. And then they just use social media as the cake, as the cream, as you know, they just cover it up with that. But it's the friends and the family. Stop lying to them people like that. Address the health part. Y'all always talk about counseling. Tell them get counseling. Everybody talking about counseling. Somebody run into somebody black now, they talk you had counseling. You know, so I mean that's all I'm gonna say, man. But I appreciate being on the panel, and it is a very good subject to have an open discussion about, man. Yeah.
CKQ. And then I'm coming to you, Chris.
So I definitely great points were made all around, and I think that to Unique's point, piggybacking off of that, I don't think a lot of men articulate their main concern when it comes to overweight women, obese women, is a lot of times men think a lot about health when we see a big woman, a fat woman, obese woman. We think about health. We think, can their organs? We think if I'm going to be with that person, is our kids going to be okay? We think, is she going to be okay to be a mother? We think, are her needs going to be okay? Can I actually start a life with this person? And it's like, women, I don't even want to say women. I think men need to start wrapping that point more around health than physical. I think it's always going to be a hard topic to approach because women naturally get very defensive when you say anything critical. But that should be the main focus of a lot of these talking points, is it's health based. If we look at a woman that's too big, we don't think like, oh, it's just that she's too big, so I don't want to sleep with her. We think, no, I can't really have kids with this person. We're probably gonna have some health complications. You know, even if we have kids, she's probably not gonna live a long time. She's probably gonna become a diabetic. These are all things that, okay, I now have to factor in all these things that I'm going to have to take the responsibility of. When we bring a woman into our life, she's a responsibility. That's, you know, in all honesty, that's what it is. A woman coming into a man's life, she's a responsibility. So we're trying to mitigate as much risk as possible. And if she's overweight and has no desire to lose any of that, we as a man say, I don't want to take on this. That's it. And I can't even sleep with you. So like, come on now. So that's my thought process on it. That's how I see it. Shallow, maybe. Honest, best it can be.
That's what I'm talking about. Chris, don't forget to
Yay.
Chris.
So this is a good conversation. I think it's important to be had. Number one, for health, I would say to the women out there, I was telling them to think about it this way. Even if you took out men's opinions on your weight, you would still, no matter which way you looked at it, whether it was what men thought, your health, your personal health as a woman, your well-being, your mental health, all of those things, they all point back to you maintaining your weight, losing the weight if you're overweight, and then maintaining a healthy weight after that. So even if we didn't have these like co-ed conversations where men and women are talking and men are expressing their opinions, you should still consider losing the weight because it's the best thing for you to do. I don't think very many women understand how much is actually affecting their health as women. Like the amount of issues excess fat can cause to your hormones is pretty drastic. And I think, we weren't taught this. Doctors don't tell you about this. Unfortunately, older women didn't know, so they didn't tell us about this, but the consequences can be very, very severe. And so even if you don't want to hear a bunch of men, men typically are harsh. That's just a part of being masculine. If you don't want to hear them say it, no matter what other perspective you look at it through, it's probably going to point towards you losing the weight. So just take care of yourself. And if you don't decide to lose it now, you're probably going to reach a point in your life where you realize that it's necessary. I would say consider losing it now while it's a bit easier versus waiting until you absolutely have to because you're facing some other type of health issue. But I think that's all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you next week.
All right, so for those of you, if you're new to tuning in, or if you watch the videos that Clement will post, so that's just not a nickname for me. Actually, I am working toward my doctorate. I just need to publish the research, and it's in psychology. So if you've ever been to one of the podcasts, then I'm big on research. So I said I was going to do a reveal. So I just want to let y'all know this is not about fat shaming. This is not about hurting somebody's feelings. It's about keeping it 100% real. My specialty is developmental psychology, from how you were conceived all the way up until when you die and everything in between. That encompasses personality development, identity development, and everything else. So when I was preparing for the show, I'm going to run this, I'll put it up on the screen. You can look at the research that I'm going to refer to. That's it, running across the front of the screen right now. You can go and look and read for yourself about the differences between sexes. Okay. So can I get a drum roll, please?
We might not have that.
Oops.
Technical difficulties.
All right. So, well, he went tribal on my ass, this man. Okay, so the research revealed that men are 4 times more concerned with what you look like than women. Women are 3 times non-caring about what your outside looks like. They're 3 times more concerned with the amount of money that you bring in. They're 3 times more concerned with your personality. Men, we care evenly between men and women. We're the same when it comes to trust. And we care 4 times least about how much money you make. We care 2 times least than how much education you have. Twice. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now, keep in mind that the sample size in the study was in the thousands. So this is a very large sample size. Now, I said that to say this. If you know you're affected by some type of eating disorder, or you're just a heavy person because you just don't want to lose the weight, do you? just realize there's a lot of complications that come along with you being overweight, obese, especially if you're obese. Diabetes is real. Congestive heart failure is real. If you don't understand what that is, that's when you lay down on your back, your feet swell up, your ankles swell up, and you feel like you're drowning. That's left ventricle. And you can actually die in your sleep. Now, all this talking about take me as I am, men are not going to take you as you are. When I say 4 times more important to a man, it was all about aesthetics. And I'm not going to get into the Cohen's D and all the different tests that were used and the two-tailed Anchovas and all this other stuff to how they arrived at these figures. But the numbers were very, very high. On a scale of 0 to 100, men were somewhere around 80 or 90 when it comes to what you look like. How much you earn, they were around 19. 19. 0 meaning they don't, is of little importance. 100 meaning is extremely important. So if you believe that you should stay big and you expect men to respond to you, the only thing that you're doing is trapping yourself. Now, I'm here every week on the podcast. If you want to hit me up, just leave it in leave some details in the comment. If you want to talk in a one-on-one. All right. We appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it. And that concludes the show. So, love, peace, chicken grease, and we out.
If we're doing everything right, I think we should be vetting our wives, like go to their parents, go to their fathers.
They know they shouldn't have let me start speaking my mind in the booth, start speaking the truth. Might get shocked.
I think you're just saying, okay, actions have consequences, and I'm not going to support this person's actions. Like, you don't have to cancel them and say, like, I hate you.
Innocent lives have to die.
But the whole thing is men are I also. That man was on the other side doing the exact same thing, and his decision with his eyes was to walk away.
Inside your soul.
Now we can paint the perfect picture without belittling each other, because under God's system,
we are equipped to handle that responsibility, but not every man is fit to handle that responsibility.
I done seen Flip, Michigan,
and it's just being
cities. They pissing in project buildings that got a roof that leaks, resulting in missing ceilings. Hard to sleep. Children going to schools dealing issues deep.
So I think society does make it more difficult for short men, but I don't think that it's impossible that they can find someone.
And expecting you to do your part. It ain't hard to see they trying to keep black in the back, just like Rosa Parks. Cops shooting blacks as if they get a token from God. School robbery would need a resource.
Is the weaker vessel and the more vulnerable.
Absolutely, 100%.
You don't look at the man like, oh, poor son, you were violated. No, you like, right.
And nobody.
They shift my stick like some cars. And when you're lonely in your darkest thoughts, come, I know it's hard, but God shines his light on all I play their part. And it's the start.
Put myself in a situation where I can only rely on a man. Like if I'm married and being a stay-at-home mom, I need to have a backup in case anything happens. I can't only rely on him. You know what I'm saying?
A flower will grow.